How does it end? This is one of the most important questions when writing a story. In filmmaking, the ending is one of the most impactful aspects of a movie. These final moments determine how the audience feels when they leave the theater. I've always been a fan of movies that leave you feeling wrong. The resolution being heartbreak, loss, or trauma. Generally, those types of endings tend to be much more impactful to me and tend to stick with me far longer than any other ending. When I was younger, I was at a friend's house, and while we were hanging out, their parents were watching a movie. We happened to stumble in as the final moments of the film were happening. I didn't really understand what I was watching other than the pain and hopelessness unfolding before me. The ending of that movie has stuck with me all these years, and to this day, it remains what I believe to be the best, worst ending of any movie ever. And that movie is The Mist. My name is Matt, and this is Understanding Cinema. The Mist is a horror film that follows a group of survivors who are trapped in a supermarket as they fight for their lives against creatures lurking outside in the mist. The film is directed by Frank Darabont and is based on the novella by Stephen King. The setting of the story is a small town in Maine that is suddenly engulfed by a mysterious mist, which is crawling with deadly creatures. The survivors are forced to band together to survive the terror outside. Alright, before we go any further, I have to highly recommend that you go watch the movie and then come back here, okay? Just trust me. This movie is insane, okay? Now, it's not the most crazy high-budget movie you've ever seen, but it's better that you see it first and you experience it first. Then we can come back and dissect, all of the intricacies of the ending. All right, go do that right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. All right, you're back. Great, thank you. All right, now we can move on. Before we dive into the ending, let me just give a little bit of context to the story and the background of what happens in this movie. Oh, spoilers? Obviously. The film starts off as a thunderstorm destroys a part of artist David Drayton's lakeside home in Bridgeton, Maine. After assessing the damages, David and his son Billy join their neighbor Brent Norton in town to buy supplies.
Okay, meet you guys in there. Hold hands.
While they are at the supermarket, a thick mist advances over the lake and a civilian alert siren sounds. A local warns of danger lurking in the mist.
Something in the mist! Something in the mist! Cook John Lee!
During the commotion, another local, Miss Carmody, begins preaching about the apocalypse, gaining followers among the survivors.
It's death out there. It's the end of days.
Stop it. Okay.
Afterwards, Norm, an employee of the supermarket, attempts to go outside to fix the store's emergency generator, despite David's advice. He is attacked and dragged into the mist by a tentacled creature. David and Ollie, the manager of the store, then tried to convince the customers that Norm was taken into the mist and to barricade the storefront windows. Brent, not believing David and Ollie, leaves with a group to seek outside help, but is attacked and presumably killed by an unseen force. As night falls, enormous flying insects and pterodactyl-like creatures attack the store, killing several people. David and his group attempt to find medical supplies at a nearby pharmacy, but they are attacked by giant spiders that kill 2 of their men. After barely returning, Carmody exploits the group's failure to increase her influence and offers protection from divine wrath to the new converts.
Expiation! Expiation!
Like you mean it.
Expiation!
Later, Jessup, a soldier from the local military base, reveals that a government project to discover other dimensions accidentally opened a doorway into the creature's world.
It's the Arrowhead Project, isn't it? This Mist. It's some kind of what? Military.
Carmody proclaims him to be at fault for their predicament,
His fault. Yes,
No!
it is your
No! It is not my fault!
and her followers offer Jessup as a sacrifice and expel him from the supermarket. As he wanders out into the mist, he is immediately devoured by a giant praying mantis-like creature. What a way to go. The traumatized survivors attempt to leave the store the next morning, but Carmody's group chooses Billy, David's son, as the next sacrifice to appease the monsters.
We want the boy. We want the boy.
Ollie shoots and kills Carmody, allowing the survivors to leave. The others make it to the car and drive off into the mist. David and the group return back to his house to find it destroyed and his wife dead. He painfully moves on and continues on toward what they hope to be safety. Suddenly, they hear a massive noise. The group looks up to see a massive Cthulhu-like creature passing by. Losing hope, the group continues onward until the car eventually runs out of gas, leaving them stranded in the mist. For this final section, I really gotta emphasize, spoilers and a bit of a warning, because this final scene has a lot of dark themes and is pretty intense, so you've been warned. David, recognizing the hopelessness of their situation and in a moment of desperation, decides to shoot his son and the other survivors with him with the remaining bullets.
More.
There's 5 of us.
I'll figure something out.
He presents this idea to the others who, having also understood the futility of their survival, agree. We then watch from the outside as David ends their lives. As David sits in the blood of his family and friends, he begins to break down, trying to eliminate himself with any bullet left in the gun. But there isn't any left. It's just him, alone, to face the monstrosities around him. In a final traumatic moment of lucidity, David jumps out of the car, demanding the creatures come for him. All he wants is to be with his son again.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on!
As he stares into the mist, we hear a rumbling. The monster has arrived to take him into the mist. We watch the blank space in anxious dread when suddenly we see no creature, no monster, but rescue. In this moment, the emotional impact takes a moment to register with us. Our protagonist, the man we've watched do anything for his family, stands in horror and regret. If only he had waited. He could have waited. Bro, I get myself chills just talking about this. Woo! The emotional weight of this scene is so heavily intensified by the performance of the actor. Thomas Jane does a phenomenal job depicting a man at the brink of despair. This scene is so heartbreaking because David's decision to end his friend's and son's life is such a gut-wrenching and soul-crushing moment. It hurts on a deeper level. They gave everything, and it just wasn't enough. It's a moment that leaves viewers feeling like they've been sucker punched. You sit there, staring at the screen, feeling empty and numb, wondering why you even decided to watch this movie in the first place. Moreover, the ending is also depressing because it leaves the audience with a sense of hopelessness. The message is that sometimes, even when we do our best and make the right choices, things can still go terribly wrong. The realization that David's sacrifice was in vain, and that he could have saved his sons and friends' lives if he had only waited a few more moments, it's a devastating blow. The film's final shot, which shows David collapsing in agony as he realizes the mistake he has made, is a haunting image that stays with the viewer long after the credits roll. The ending of The Mist is a soul-destroying and depressing moment in film history that leaves the audience reeling in horror. The film is a powerful reminder of the fragility of life and the capacity for human heroism and despair. It poses questions about sacrifice, survival, and the nature of tragedy. The impact of the film's ending is indelible, and the haunting image of David's collapse stays with the viewer long after the movie has ended. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Now, I know, not the happiest of movie endings. Okay, I get it, all right? It's not a perfect movie, but the ending is one that just sticks with you. It's one of those movies that you just can't forget. Also, sorry about this video and the last video being kind of like mood killers. My bad, all right? I just wanted to get 2 cool videos. Also, I want to do more lighthearted stuff, but the problem I keep running into is all the cool things that I really, really like are all sad, depressing, or scary. Hopefully I can come up with some good ideas that are like uplifting. We'll see. I'll think about it, all right? You know, these videos, they take a really long time to edit and make, and I'm super passionate about it and I love to do it, but I do have a Patreon if you'd like to go check that out. I don't have any crazy special deals going right now, but maybe, you know, as things build up, I'd really enjoy, you know, adding some kind of featured content and stuff for people that really want to support what I do and support this kind of thing. But if not, no worries. Hey, listen, a like is more than enough. Feel free to check me out on Twitter or just check the community page where I'm going to be posting updates about new videos or new things or polls or all kinds of stuff. So be aware of that. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, maybe got a little sad, or you learned something, let me know in the comments. Also, I'd love to hear what your ideas and your thoughts are on the ending of The Mist. Let me know if you have any suggestions of other movies or topics you'd like me to talk about. I'm open to anything. I love filmmaking and I love talking about movies. It's a passion of mine. I mean, there's a reason I went to school for it for 4 years, all right? You know, I love it to death and I can't get enough of it. Once again, thank you for watching. My name is Matt. Jeez, man, the freaking voice crack. Woo! My name is Matt, and this is Understanding Cinema. Peace!